Hi, welcome to PCOA's Healthy Tidbits for Staying in Place. This is our second session of these videos that we have in our PCOA YouTube library. So if you're just finding them now, we have about 20 videos from our first batch of doing these, and probably adding about 8 more. So mostly we're just trying to encourage you to maybe try some new things, or maybe maintain your health with some of our other choices. We have some cardio stuff, we have stretching, we have strengthening, we have a couple of yoga sessions. So have a little fun with us. We had a lot of fun doing this. The teachers who are teaching these classes are PCOA's contracted instructors who are normally doing the Enhanced Fitness program, but as you guessed, we're not doing in-person classes at this time. So my name is Marty. I'm going to be doing a short session about 10 or 12 minutes, and this is for heart opening. I love thinking about this that way. So it's kind of an upper body stretch, but I love us thinking about opening our heart. And bring yourself, into this time with some really nice posture adjusting. So lengthening out the crown of the head. Feel yourself, like do a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Ground yourself with that little wiggling movement. Okay, so the lengthening out the crown of the head, the grounding. The lengthening out the crown of the head, and the wiggling. Shoulder rolls usually feel really good. Yeah. So just give yourself a couple big shoulder rolls. And let's do individual rolls. Rolling back, rolling back. And then switch direction and roll forward, forward, forward. Okay, and this is meant to be not a lot of work. This is meant to be some feel-good, stretchy stuff. So please honor that. Don't work too hard. Let's draw the shoulder blades together on your back. So picture your shoulder blades and just kind of squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. So what you can check about, make sure you're not lifting the shoulders with this. We are squeezing and releasing. Now I'd like you to pay attention to what your ribs are doing. So as you squeeze, you might notice that the ribs move forward a little, okay? Keep your ribs nice and stable. Your breath is here. Your ribs are stable, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together and relax. Squeeze and relax. So sometimes this is helpful to let your elbows go back and squeeze and relax. And squeeze and relax. 2 more. Squeeze. Relax. Last one. Squeeze and relax. Okay, one more posture check where you're feeling that stability with your hips. A wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Lengthen your spine. Breathe. Nice and calming. So relax your jaw. Place the tip of your tongue at the back of your 2 front teeth. Lips are very gently touching, and you have an openness in your neck, throat, jaw. It's just very open. It receives your air. It's just a spacious idea. So I think it's always a good idea to get to know your own breathing, get to know your breath. We tend to just gloss over it, and we don't actually give it much attention. So I like you to get to know your breath. You can focus on your breath anytime. That'll help you calm yourself. It'll help you bring yourself into the present moment. You can learn all kinds of breathing techniques to help your lungs expand, to help your posture stay nice. But particularly when we're talking about chest openers, you know, we're really in that area of our breath. So remember, the muscle of breath is here below, right below your ribs. That's your diaphragm. Your ribs expand with your breath, and your lungs are here in your chest. So this is all involved. The diaphragm drops down toward the pelvic floor. The inhale comes in, fills up your lungs, and opens your ribs. It's a really beautiful thing to picture and kind of connect with for yourself, especially if this is something that you're not used to doing. I know when I found breathing, it really feels good for me. It's not something I had been used to doing for my years of exercising. So that was not a good thing. I'd like you to hold onto your knees and let your back start to move. So a little cat-cow, seated cat-cow, that's when we go into sort of an arched, letting the low back move toward the chair, and then coming nice and tall, moving back and forth. And then bring your ribs around, circling one direction and the other. And here we go, kind of a little bit more extreme chest heart opener. Up goes one arm, just pat yourself on the back, sweep the other arm into the small of your back. Elbow to elbow is the stretch. Move your ribs again. Nice and easy. So if your shoulders aren't happy, you're making adjustments. This would be perfectly fine. This might feel wonderful. Let's windmill our arms, one direction, the other. Do it again and set ourselves up for the other arm being up, bending, patting ourselves on the back. Sweep the lower arm into the small of the back. Again, elbow to elbow is the stretch. You're making adjustments so your shoulders are happy. You're moving your torso. Or kind of actually picture that your ribs, move your ribs. Let the movement start there. And just let the stretch happen and pretend you're a windmill a couple times again. Okay, both arms are headed behind you. Now here's where the chair is gonna affect. If you can hold onto the chair comfortably. So I'm about middle of the seat and I'm holding the back of the chair. So take a minute here, get comfortable for yourself. We're doing a seated camel, and this is a wonderful heart opener. So the shoulder blades are drawn together on your back. Lift your heart very gently. Everything is gentle here. So remember, because we're being gentle, you might just tuck your hands into the small of your back and let yourself have a little lift. Or this might feel fine to draw your shoulder blades together. Again, the lengthening of the spine at the crown of the head. So relax your neck. Relax your neck. Draw your chin so that it's relaxing too. There's a real tendency for the chin to just lead and kind of go up without much consideration for other parts. So let's let the chin be relaxed close to the throat. Lift the heart, and then the head just gracefully follows a little bit. So maybe you're gazing slightly up where the wall and the ceiling meet. Okay, that was a bit of a hold. Hopefully that felt really good. Let the hands come back into the lap. and move your spine again. So low back moves toward the back of the chair, seated cat-cow. So those are two kind of classic yoga poses, camel pose and cat-cow. Cat-cow can be done on your back, in table, and seated. It can be done standing too, I'm sure. Okay, so then we'll finish up by bringing one hand over here as if you're going to pledge allegiance. Pat yourself on the back. Take the other hand and push this arm. So just a nice stretch for the shoulder. Now straighten the arm, move the pushing hand down here toward the wrist, and have a nice stretch here. So this usually will feel, you'll have a different feel with the bent elbow and the straight elbow, usually. And this is nicely relaxed away. And relax, cat-cow. And here goes the other side, pledge allegiance. Pat yourself on the back. Other hand is pushing. So I'm letting this hand travel over down my back as far as feels good. And then I'm straightening the arm that's getting the stretch, moving the pushing hand down here by the wrist and gently pushing. Or it's more of a pull, really. I'm kind of pulling that arm into a stretch. Just really let this feel really good for yourself. Okay, back we go to hands starting in the lap and then tucking into the small of the back. So my palms are facing back. The backs of my hands are here in the small of my back. I'm just gonna kind of look like a little bit like a chicken. Try and pull. I use this cue, but you know, I don't know if this really looks like a chicken or not. So I am just trying to use that energy of my elbows, transfer it into my back, and nothing else is moving, just those arms and the back. So you want to make sure you're not going up, and you want to make sure you're not turning it into a low back movement. Just draw yourself open. And then relax. Bring one hand to your heart and the other hand on top of that. So this part is something that I think we aren't very used to using in our exercise classes. This is just really self-talking, really nice things to say to yourself, having an internal focus. As I said, the breath is a really nice way to start an internal focus. And so is hearing yourself talk and bringing kind, loving words into your body. For some of us who haven't been used to doing that, it is really quite a gift. And who better, you know, than yourself to talk nicely to you. And then we'll finish up, hands in our lap, and scrape your chin across your chest. Back and forth you go. And nod your head, kind of slow motion, like, oh yes, this feels good. Nice and easy, going as far as feels good. And then let's say no. Again, nice and easy. Make this slow. Get the whole range of motion for your neck that feels good. If you're moving into pain, remember you're defeating the whole purpose. We're trying to have an ease of movement that is so comfortable that we take it with us through the rest of our day. So let's tilt ear toward shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale down. Other ear, other shoulder. And again, bring the arms up. Bring them around in a nice hug. Give yourself a nice hug like you mean it. Like, yay, thank you for doing this. Give your body kudos for everything that it's done for you your whole life. Honor yourself to the best of your ability. Squeeze. Thank you very much. Check out the rest of our sessions on PCOA's YouTube channel. Tell your friends and stay safe during this time. Stay physically safe, emotionally safe, mentally safe. Do things that enhance your life. You know, we've all been through some interesting change. And when things first started happening, it was a real rush. There was a lot of adrenaline kicking in, a lot of strange new stuff we were responding to. And then we went through a stage where there was maybe some creative energy where we felt motivated to do some things in a new and different way. We were still getting information, but we were able to tailor it. And now we're in a stage where a lot of us are very exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. If that rings true for you, just be very kind to yourself. Take time for you, whatever kind of spiritual connection you like to have in your life. Any physical movement counts. You know, make it nice and easy. Don't add things to your life to just use against yourself. So please, be kind, gentle, loving. Have a wonderful day. Thank you again.